Everyone saw it happen. The room went quiet, eyes moved, and for one long, brutal second, every person in that space watched you absorb it. You didn't explode, you didn't cry, but something inside you cracked, and the worst part, you replayed it for days. Lying awake, thinking of exactly what you should have said. Here's what nobody tells you. That moment, the one where you froze, was not weakness. It was your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to do. But the person who attacked you, they were counting on that freeze. They engineered it, and they will do it again, unless you understand what actually just happened to you. Public humiliation is not random. It is a calculated power move. A predator never attacks in private when they can destroy you in front of witnesses. The crowd is the weapon. Their eyes are the pressure, and your reaction, whatever it is, becomes the verdict. Most people hand that verdict over instantly. They explode and look unstable, or they shrink and look defeated. Either way, the attacker wins. The crowd remembers. But there is a third response, one that most people never learn. And it starts not with your words, but with one specific thing you do with your face. Marcus worked in a sales office. 12 people on the floor. His manager, in front of everyone, once said, "Marcus, remind me why we hired you again." The room laughed. Marcus felt his face go hot. But Marcus didn't react, not right away. He paused, held eye contact, let the silence stretch until it became uncomfortable. Not for him, but for the room, for the manager. And then he said quietly, "Good question. Want me to walk you through my numbers from last quarter?" The laughter stopped. The manager looked away first. That pause, that single, deliberate pause, was the moment Marcus stopped being the target and became the one in control. That pause has a name. Call it the cold reset. The millisecond someone publicly attacks you, stop. Do not flinch. Do not look away. Let your face go completely still. No anger, no hurt. Just calm, steady eye contact. Count 2 seconds in your head. That silence does something powerful. It breaks the attacker's script. They expected a reaction, a defense, an explosion. When you give them nothing, the discomfort moves. The crowd stops looking at you. They start looking at the person who just said something cruel to someone who didn't even blink. The attacker now has to sit inside their own awkwardness, alone. Now, here's the second thing most people miss, and this is where it gets precise. How they attacked you tells you exactly how to respond. If they hid the attack behind a joke, don't get angry. Just look at them, genuinely calm, and say, "I don't quite follow. Can you explain that?" A weapon built on cruelty only works in the dark. You just turn the lights on. They now have to say the cruel thing out loud, to the room, sober and exposed. If they dragged up something real, a failure, a mistake, a vulnerability, don't deny it. Own it completely. You're right, that happened. It's one of the reasons I approach things differently now. You cannot humiliate someone who has already made peace with their own story. The attack lands on nothing. If they used position or tone to make you feel small, don't argue the detail. Address the behavior. Calmly, with almost parental composure, say, "You seem frustrated. Let's come back to this when the moment is better." You just reframe them as the emotional one, without raising your voice once. After you've spoken, move on. Physically, mentally, completely. Do not check their face for a reaction. Do not look to the room for validation. High-value people set the tone and walk, because their attention is a currency, and they do not spend it on people who are trying to steal it. The person who attacked you in that room was not powerful. They were afraid of you, of what you represent, of what happens when people like you stop shrinking and start standing. You were never the problem in that room. You were the threat. Now you know what to do with that. Subscribe, because the next video will show you exactly how manipulators choose their targets and how to make sure you are never chosen again. Stay sharp, stay silent, stay dangerous.